Hey guys, Vass here from Aussie Playground, and this is my review of the Turnigy Trooper. This is a 1/10 scale 4-wheel drive short course truck. It's available from Hobby King for just shy of $155 plus postage. It is a shaft driven truck with a center diff, and to make it all go, they've given us a 2080 kV brushless motor, a 35 amp ESC with the built-in fan, and a no frills steering servo up the front to steer the truck. All of this is mounted on a very nicely crafted aluminium chassis, which gives the truck a really good low center of gravity and great handling. Now I'm going to tell you straight out, guys, that I really like the truck, and I like the truck because of the price point. I think at 155 bucks, there's not a lot of short course trucks out there that can actually compete with the Trooper. Having said that, the car does not come with a remote, which means you are going to need to buy one and install it in order to be able to use the truck. A few of the other things that I like about the truck are the body. Now the body has actually been holding up really well. I've given this truck a bit of a hard time, and aside from a few scratches and a couple of dents, there are no signs of weaknesses on the body, so there's no cracks or breakages. So I'm really pleased with the durability of the body that came with the truck. Another cool feature I like is that they don't pre-install the stickers on the body, so you will need to do that yourself. They give you a sticker sheet, and then it's entirely up to you to decorate the truck however you like. I think it's a nice little feature, and I would really like to see more manufacturers do that with their ready-to-run kits. It really allows the end user to personalize a truck or car or buggy to their liking. So not having the stickers on the truck straight out of the box, I think, is a good thing, and I really like that little feature. So enough about that, let's take it off and have a look underneath. Now, one of the other things that I really like about this truck are the tyres. These tyres gave me excellent grip off-road, and they offered me sufficient grip on-road as well. They've lasted me quite well, and I don't see myself swapping these over anytime soon. If anything, I'm going to drive these until they go bald, which is really surprising for a truck at this sort of price range, because generally ready-to-run tyres, even on more expensive RCs, tend to be pretty much throwaway. So this is a really nice surprise, and I definitely recommend these tyres. A couple other things I really like about this truck are the amount of options available for mounting your shocks on the shock towers. They've also given you a couple of mounting positions on the A-arms, and they've given you threaded bodied shocks. Now these are plastic bodied shocks, but being threaded body, it allows you to adjust your spring rate very easily without the need of preload spaces. And I think that's a good little feature, especially on basher trucks like this. It really allows you to very quickly and easily adjust the spring rate based on the terrain that you're using the truck on. Plastics on the truck are actually being reasonably good. The front and rear bumpers offer enough flex to absorb most impacts. I do have a little bit of a crack on the rear bumper, nothing too serious. The bumper is still there intact. I did have one of the body posts break on me at the rear, which is probably expected given how far up these stick out. The ones that I've currently got mounted on the rear are aftermarket ones. I had some spare ones lying around in my toolbox, so I've managed to fit them straight on here. They were just a little bit too long. I cut them to size and they fitted straight on. Front ones are still the original, but I did have a rod end break on the truck just recently, hence the reason why I haven't quite fixed it yet. It's here at the back wheel here, back left wheel. Which leads me to the spare parts available or spare parts support for the truck. Now I have to say that Hobby King pretty much stock every part available for this truck, and the parts are dirt cheap. To give you an example, the rod end, for example, is going to owe me a total of 68 cents plus my postage. Now you might be thinking, geez, that's pretty good for a rod end, but it don't get just the one, and you don't get just a pair either. You actually get a full set of 10 required for the entire truck. So there's 2 at each corner and another 2 little ones here for the steering servo. All of that for 68 cents, can't really argue with that. The downside with the parts, however, for people like me that are in Australia, is that the parts are only available from the global warehouse, which means that you do pay a little bit extra for postage, but to be fair, Hobby King do not charge over the top for postage. You're actually very reasonable. But aside from that, one of the biggest downsides of having only global warehouse support for parts is that there is a bit of a longer waiting period once you place your order. Having a local warehouse obviously would only take a matter of a few days, but being international, for people like me, it is going to take anywhere between 2 weeks to a month to get my parts. On top of that, I have noticed that Hobby King are actually out of stock of some of the things that I need, the rod ends included. So unfortunately, I don't know how much longer I'm going to be waiting before they have that in stock and before I can actually fix the truck and get it up and running again. A couple of other things that I think are worth mentioning is that the battery tray is restricted to a maximum size of 140 millimeters in length by 50 millimeters in width. They do give you plenty of height adjustment with the tray. However, you do need to be careful about the battery packs that you buy and the sizes that you buy, so as to make sure that they actually fit in the tray. Another thing worth mentioning is that the steering servo did strip on me, which is a bit of an unusual occurrence. I've had several Aussies in my time and I've never had a steering servo strip on me. I can complain quite easily about ready to run servos being a bit too slow or being a bit too weak, but I've never had one strip a gear on me. So this was a bit of an oddity, and I don't know if it's a common occurrence, but if it's happened to me, there's a good chance it may happen to anybody else that buys one of these. In regards to the motor and ESC, obviously there's no outstanding power plant here. I mean, for 155 bucks you can't expect too much power, but having said that, the car does actually perform reasonably well. The ESC does allow you to run the truck on 3S as well as 2S, of course. Now on 2S you're probably going to be averaging speeds probably just shy of 40 kilometers an hour, and on 3S you can maybe clock it at around about 50 kilometers an hour. I have done speed tests for this truck, and you can feel free to check out that video if you wish. Other than that, I can pretty much say that I'm very pleased with the truck. I think durability is fair. I think the tyres are excellent. I think the body has actually held up surprisingly well. And the part support from Hobby King is very good, although it is restricted to stock availability as well as only being overseas. If I was to give this truck a score out of 10, I'd have to say that this is deserving of a 7 out of 10. I think it loses a couple of points on the battery tray, the fact that it's quite restricting in its size, and you really do need to be careful about the size of batteries that you buy for this truck. Given the abundance of brands that are out there and the variety of different sizes, it would have been nice if they had given you a little bit more flexibility in the tray to be able to allow to buy different packs. There is quite a lot of room in the chassis, so there's no need for restrictions. There is no reason for restrictions on the tray. I think that's pretty much my review for this truck. I hope it was helpful to you. If you have any questions or comments, make sure to post them down below. If you've got one of these and you've had similar experiences or different experiences, make sure you put something down below so everybody can know about it, myself included. And thank you very much for watching. Please hit the thumbs up button if you liked this video, or the thumbs down button if you didn't. And by all means, please do subscribe if you want to stay in touch with everything that I do. Thank you again, and I'll speak to you guys again soon.